Hey guys, so as you can see I'm finally doing a reaction video during the day, so I just opened the curtains just so, yeah, my cats are behind me. So today I'm going to be reacting to another Nightmare Files video. And it is from like 3 weeks ago, but recently, ever since I just started gaining a few subscribers, I just got more confidence to do more videos. Because like before, when it was like a bit less, I was kind of like, I like doing videos, but like, if no one's gonna watch them then. But you know, now that it's a bit growing a bit, I want to continue doing them, and this is like my 3rd or 4th, maybe 5th day doing a video in a row, which is good. Just because the next few days, I don't know if I'm gonna upload, just because I work at 12 every day. I still can do a video later on, but like I like to go to bed fairly early, even though I don't, like 12:01 is not that early, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see who uploads. If like Wansee Entertainment uploads, then I'll probably find time to do a video, considering his videos aren't that long. But so this one is going to be 3 disturbing true encounter horror stories, or close encounter horror stories, so it should be good. And I remember a few weeks ago I was like, ooh, like I want to watch this, so let's get into it. Let's go.
Nightmare Files.
It's not a good start to this video, damn. That's scary.
This happened about 2 months ago. It was January 2019 and my parents went out to a party. They told me that they wouldn't be back until about 3 o'clock in the morning because the party starts at 8 p.m. and the party is in New Jersey.
Okay.
We live in Connecticut, so it takes a while to get there and back. They told me to watch my 10-year-old brother and expected me to be responsible because I'm 15 years old. When they left, we watched movies all night while eating a bunch of popcorn. It was around 11:30, and we just finished watching Infinity War. I told my brother to brush his teeth and go to bed. I stayed up later to watch the movie, Logan.
Okay.
The movie ended, and it was about 2 in the morning. I was getting ready for bed when my brother came downstairs. I asked him what the hell he was doing up, and he said the boogeyman is in his closet, and he wants to touch me. I looked at him in confusion. My brother isn't the type of kid to pull pranks or joke around. He wanted me to check it out. I said fine and started saying that he probably heard, I don't know, a house noise. We have an old house. He said he heard a noise, and then the boogeyman said he wants to touch him. We went inside his room. I turned on the light and went over to the closet door. I opened it, and what I saw made me seriously angry. There was a tall, scruffy-looking man with long, black, greasy hair. He looked to be in his mid-40s, but he was fairly built. I was pissed off when I saw this creep watching my 10-year-old brother sleep, and I figured out what my brother meant when he said the boogeyman wanted to touch him. I was so pissed off I punched him in his fucking throat. He dropped on the floor gasping for air, but I stepped on his face as hard as I could about 6 times. He was covered in blood and having trouble breathing. I grabbed my brother and we ran into the bathroom, locking the door, calling the cops, then my parents. My parents freaked out. In about 10 minutes, the cops showed up and searched the bedroom. He wasn't in there. They searched the house. He wasn't anywhere to be found. I gave them a good description of his appearance, and an officer even stayed at our house until sunrise. A week later, I was informed that the same guy was caught and arrested for raping an 11-year-old boy and murdering his parents. It turns out that he raped multiple children before and even murdered some of them and their parents.
Oh my God.
He was 47 years old and received the death sentence.
That's good.
If my brother never came downstairs to tell me what happened, then I fear the worst could have happened to him, and I'm extremely thankful that it didn't.
That's scary shit. But that one didn't scare me as much as the last video. If you saw last time, it scared the crap out of me.
This is told from a female's point of view. This happened to me when I was 15 years old, my brother and I.
Another
We shared a very
15-year-old?
close bond. It was the middle of summer on a Friday with not much to do, and I was sitting on the family couch reading. My little brother, who was 6 at the time, was in the living room playing with his toys.
Okay.
Till I felt a tap on my shoulder. To see my brother, he asked if we can go to the pool. And I said, yeah, we can.
Pool.
We did a lot of things together since our parents were always working. Our mom was home at the time, but she had a lot of chores to do. My mother always warned us, but I knew about the dangers of being kidnapped. So for protection, I took a sharp dagger with me and hid it in my bag.
Good, good.
Anyway, we went to the pool. My brother met up with his friends, Tommy and Vlad. 3 boys played for a while. I sat on a bench to read. As time went on, I shot a quick glance at my brother, who was still playing, till I noticed a big shadow overcast mine. I turned around to see a much older man. He looked to be in his 50s, but he looked pretty fit. He smelled like alcohol and cigarettes,
Ugh, get out of there or something.
with dark red hair and the darkest eyes. He had a short beard, and he wore torn clothing.
Ooh.
He began to speak to me in a very dark, deep voice.
What do you want?
The man called himself Andrew, but I didn't care.
I don't care what your name
He
is.
said, "Hello there, little lady. What is a cute little thing like you doing here all alone?" He asked me as he showed me his rotting, decaying teeth. I knew nothing about this guy, but I knew something wasn't right.
Clearly.
I was receiving very bad vibes from him.
Clearly.
He turned his head and looked at my brother. "I really like your little brother," he said.
There we
I
go.
quickly looked up, and I was wondering how he knew that was my brother.
Yeah.
My brother got out the pool and was walking toward me.
Okay.
I got up and met him halfway. He said he wanted to go to the park and play. So we prepared to leave until I noticed the strange man from earlier was now talking to my little brother. He told him he had some candy in his car.
Oh my God,
He
here we
asked
go.
my brother, does he want some? Rick had a weakness for candy, so of course he said yes. But as soon as I looked at the man, I noticed that he licked his lips. He slowly reached in his pocket to pull out a piece of cloth. I immediately thought chloroform. That was a total red flag for me.
Get over there.
I quickly called out to my brother that it's time to go, while that man glared at me. Finally, we went to the park. After a few minutes, I had forgotten about the man. I looked at my phone, and it was 3:30 p.m.
I would want to go home.
I knew it was time for us to head back home. But my brother and I left the park around 3:35 and began to walk home.
I thought it was like nighttime.
Till my brother stopped dead in his tracks. And I turned and asked, "Why did you stop walking?" He didn't say anything, he just looked around. Then we continued to walk.
Okay.
Then I heard what sounded like a twig on the ground being stumped on.
And he's following them.
I quickly turned and slowly took the dagger out. And I stood in front of my brother. As I held the dagger close to me, I heard another noise, and it sounded like breathing, loud breathing. I watched in horror as the same man from the pool had appeared. He gave me a sick, twisted grin and his hands in his pockets. He said, "Two beautiful children, here of all places," as he stepped forward towards us.
In a park?
The man then shouted loudly at me and ran towards me and my brother.
Run, call the police.
I quickly threw the dagger at him, and it hit him in the leg.
Don't do that.
He fell to his knees in pain, and I quickly charged at him. And we fell to the ground. We rolled around for a while till he managed to get on top and began to choke me.
Oh shit.
I noticed the dagger that had fallen right beside my head. I got the dagger and I stabbed him in the stomach. Blood soaked my clothes as I kicked and stomped on the man till he was unconscious.
And then call the police.
And me and my brother raced home. Both our parents were worried sick when they saw my brother and myself. The police found the man in the alleyway not too far from where he attacked us. My brother suffered from nightmares after that. After school, I was greeted by the cops, and they told me and my parents that the man who was watching us had actually killed a sister and brother. He had also had multiple photos of me and my brother.
Oh my god.
He's in jail now.
Okay, good.
Since that day, I pay more attention to my surroundings.
And to be honest, you always feel just because like you never know. Like you never know. You never know. It's hard to... I'll say my thoughts at the end.
Years ago when I was in the 5th grade, my friends and I were walking home from school.
So another young
and we noticed some of the other kids laughing very loudly at something and running away like they were disgusted. We looked back and they were laughing at this woman who was walking behind us. We didn't know why because we saw her every day when we were walking home from school.
Okay.
We just never spoke with her, or we never even seen her up close.
Yeah.
We moved closer to see what was so funny, and we definitely noticed what the other kids were making ruckus about.
What?
This was a man dressed in a miniskirt with high heels on. The other kids were throwing sticks and rocks at it, but he never responded. He just smiled while he was walking. A few days later, I just so happened to be watching the news and I saw the same guy's face on the news. My friend who lives around the corner was getting her mail when she saw the man across the street watching her. He waved and he started skipping across the street like a little girl while loudly asking her, "Do you remember me?" No. She was one of the kids that threw rocks at him.
Oh.
She shut her door as he started running full speed toward her house while wearing a wig, miniskirt, heels, and a woman's tank top. He started banging on her door until she called the police. He was caught within minutes. Anything could have happened to us that day, with this guy roaming our neighborhood. But luckily, nothing ever happened to any of the kids that I knew.
Okay, so let's pause that, that's over now. But by the way, the Leafs are on right now. They're actually down 2-1 right now to start the second period. If they win this game, they will eliminate Boston for good, and I will love it. Anyway, now getting to my thoughts. So basically, they're all basically like kidnapping almost stories. So basically, like close encounter stories, right? So basically, anytime you're especially alone, like you're like 15, you're 10 or something, you're like a teenager. Even me, I'm 19. I'm turning 20 this year, but I don't look like it. So, like, if you're alone with your brother or just alone, and then you see someone like suspicious around you, if you have a phone, that's a good thing because like you need the damn phone to either text someone, call the police or something. You know what I mean? So like, if you don't have a phone and then in that situation, just leave. Try not to be out somewhere at nighttime. Try to be there in the daytime. Even in the daytime, it's not safe apparently. I kind of want to go biking, but it's not that warm out. Ugh, why can't summer be here? Anyway, so it's 13 degrees. I actually could go biking, but you know, it's so much work though. Anyway, yeah, like just make sure that you're, like if you have a gut feeling that like something bad's gonna happen or something is gonna happen or is happening, you know what I mean, then just try to get out of there. So I just keep looking at the screen just to make sure it's still 2-1. Well, I want it to be 2-2. I want at least to win, obviously, but yeah. I don't know. I don't really know what to say that too much because like they're all the same stories. Just basically have to call the police, like escape if you can, run if you have the phone, tell someone. If your parents are with you, tell your parents. But if you're alone, then that's obviously scarier. But like tell an adult, maybe that's like nearby. Like that guy's like, I don't know him. He's like stalking me, and maybe they'll call all the police or something. If you don't have a phone, like if you don't have a phone, then like tell someone. But if you also don't have a phone, then just like run away. I don't know. Just run away. Try to be safe. Don't, you know. Just watch out. Just be careful because there are really bad people out there. And it can be scary. Like, it can be definitely scary. So, just make sure you watch out. Just watch your surroundings. Even, like, walking anywhere. Just biking even. Watch out. Like walking. Especially in, like, the nighttime or evening time. And watch out because you never know who's going to be there in the park. So, yeah. Basically, that's that. I don't want to keep repeating myself. So, anyway, guys, yeah, hopefully the Leafs will win. I'm probably not going to have this video up until the Leafs probably win or lose because my sister's on the computer right now. So it's not going to be up till like this evening probably, but I wanted to do a video. I was bored during the intermission and I was like, hey, I'm free, no one's upstairs, let's do a video. So, yeah. Again, I don't know if you'll expect any videos the next 2-3 days, but I'll try to, especially if like Wansee Entertainment or Dark and Twisted. Oh my god, if Dark and Twisted uploads, you better suspect a reaction like right away, because fam, no. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, like, comment, subscribe, and that's basically it. Let me know in the comments below if you want anything else for me to react to. Again, this video is like 3 weeks old now, but I wanted to do it just because it would seem like a good title and stuff, so yeah. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.